this is my first YouTube playlist on SQL Injection. We will cover everything about the SQL Injection, why SQL Injection, what is SQL Injection, how SQL Injection. We will cover the post-SQL lab for the SQL Injection. We will cover the theoretical portion, practical portion, everything about the SQL Injection. So let's begin with the first video on SQL Injection in this playlist. Now, first question is, what is SQL injection? SQL injection is nothing but the server-side vulnerability which comes under a WASP top 10. SQL injection happens when we manipulate the SQL queries to retrieve unauthorized data from database. Here, the key thing is manipulation of SQL queries to retrieving data from the database. Let's see the visualization for this, how SQL injection works. I'm taking here vulnerable web application which is vulnerable to SQL queries or SQL injection and the database. We know very well every web application connected with the database, and this database help web application to store the user's data. Now, if we want that data which is stored in the database, we need some SQL query, structured query language. With the help of these SQL queries, we can easily retrieve data from the database. Now, what if an attacker can manipulate this SQL queries and retrieve unauthorized data? Yes, this is SQL query. So, first step the attacker can do is manipulate the SQL query. Now you can see on the screen the white and the red portion of the SQL query. The red portion is nothing but the manipulated SQL query, and the white portion is legitimate query. So select star from users where user ID equal to 2. That means this query help us to retrieve data from users table where user ID equal to 2. And you can see the red portion or 1 equal to 1 and some single quote plus and double dash. Don't worry, we will see everything about it. Now the key thing is or 1 equal to 1. It means if the user ID equal to 2 or 1 equal to 1 and the condition is true and rest of the query is commenting out or ignoring, then it will retrieve all the data from the users table from the every user ID we can see data from the users. This is what attacker can do. Now the second step is injecting the SQL query, manipulated SQL query to the vulnerable web application. This is second step. And the third step the web application will going to do is interacting with the database. Select star from users for retrieving data. Then the database will give the all users data to the web application, and attacker can see all the data from the database and this from the users table. So we see the this manipulation or 1 equal to 1. See the the addition of 1 equal to 1 and the some single quote you can see in the SQL query by the hacker modify the actual query, and all the user data is fetched as 1 equal to 1 always hold true. So this is the concept behind the SQL injection. Why SQL injection, how it is work, and you can see how we can say the SQL injection is a server side vulnerability because we are interacting with the database for retrieving data. So this is SQL injection. So let's back to the SQL injection again. Now we will see the three basic rule of injecting. Here I have taken the URL. You can see the www.fakewebsite.com, report.php and ID equal to 23, and you can see on the screen. Now the first rule for the injecting is balancing the query. What does it mean by balancing the query? I am taking some portion from this URL for understanding what is balancing the query. So up to ID equal to 3 in this URL you can see, and after that the single quote. This single quote is nothing but the fixing of the query or balancing the query. I am going to show on the post-SQL lab why this single quote is fixing the query or balancing the query. Now I'm taking the sports figure lab to understand the balancing of SQL query. Here are some categories. You can see I'm clicking off any of the category. Let's suppose I'm clicking on the gifts, and you can see in the URL category equal to gifts. Now you look in the URL. Now we try to fix this query. We will inject different parameters here and see how the website respond. First inject the backward slash and see the result. You can see the website not giving any error, and we will see the result gifts backward slash. Now I'm going to inject the double quote and see the result. There is nothing error. I'm going to inject now the single quote, and you can see internal server error. That means this query will be fixed with single quote, and here the data type is string. Guys, we already seen how we can fix the query. So there are lot more thing about the fixing of query. Nothing only about the 23 single quote. There are lot of things we will discuss. So let's see. Example URL you can see in the screen. Then assume some basic queries by looking at the URL, and our queries can be like this. Like start from table name where id equal to 23, and you can see in every query the id value is different. That means our id value can be the integer, our id value can be the string, and our id value can be encloses into the single quote, can be enclosed into the double quote. Our id value can be enclosed into bracket, or our id value can be encloses into the single quote with bracket, and can be enclosed into the double quote with bracket. So these are some categories, or you can say some types of fixing of the query. Let's see one by one. We will see first of all about the integer base, or you can say integer base, not injection, it's the fixing of the query. Okay, so you can see we will try everything about 23 single quote, then we apply double quote, then we try to apply 23 or 1 equal to 1 this condition, and then with the 23 these are the input id is equal to 23 single quote, then we will apply the double quote, then 23 or 1 equal to 1, then and 1 equal to 1. I will not going to tell these things again and again. You can see on the screen. So why we are injecting like this? If we are injecting single quote, if it is integer base, if the id value is integer, then single quote nothing going to do anything about the result. It should cause error or no output, or with the double quote should cause error or no output. We have to inject one by one for fixing, and we will see one by one is it integer or not. So this is the integer base injection, or you can say not injection, it's fixing. We are trying to fix this, and we will trying to find out this id value is string type or integer type, or what is the type and what is the fixing. So again back to the our previous page, and see the single quote base. In the single quote base you can see again here is we are again injecting one by one after the id value single quote, then double quote, and the condition with you can see the single quote or single quote 1 single quote equal to single quote 1. You can see in the screen. I'm not going to repeat everything, but why we are doing this? We are going to find out with the help of this these parameter, find out the fixing of the query. So this is a single quote base. If the query enclose ended with the single quote, then if we injecting the single quote after the id value, it will fix, and it will give some error or no output from the web application response, you can say. And we will again back to the previous page and see for one by one for everything. Double quote base, we will see now a double quote base. In the double quote base we will repeat everything again, single quote, double quote, and the all the condition. And again, if it is a double quote base injection or fix double quote base fixing, then it will cause error or no output. And you can see in this way there are some parameters I have given in this screen. You can take the screenshot. Now again back to the our previous page and see for the bracket enclosed integer. Bracket enclosed integer, again we will do we will repeat every step as previous. And if it is integer based bracket enclose in injection, then you can see on the screen 23 is nothing but the id value, then the bracket and true, and there is comment, the double dash plus is nothing but comment. So don't worry about the how we can comment all things, but I'm telling you how we can fix the query. We will see everything about the comment and all things further. So this is the integer base bracket enclose injection. You can take the screenshot of how we can inject it. And again go to the previous slide and now see bracket enclose single quote base. You can see now the 23 is id value, then single quote and the bracket. The fixing of the query is a single quote and bracket, or true, or you can say we are injecting some condition as well as with this. So this is bracket enclose a single quote base. Now we will see for the bracket enclose double quote. Bracket enclose double quote, again we will repeat everything as previous. 23 double quote and the bracket or true and the commenting the query. So this is how we can fix with the bracket enclosed double quote base. So this is mainly the fixing of the query. So again come to the previous page and let's see the second rule. It was just nothing the second rule, it is the first rule for the injecting the query, balancing the query. Now let's see the injection portion. And the this is the second rule. After balancing we have to inject or our injection. Let's see the injection. Again I'm taking the one of the portion from that url, and you can see the http :/www.fakewebsite.com and all this. You can see id equal to 23 single quote, it's a fixing of the query. After that you can see order by 10. Order by 10 nothing but we are trying to find out the exact number of column in the database, or you can say in the table. Okay, so this order by 10 is nothing but the injection. It is injection. After fixing the query, the next step is injection. Our injection. This is order by 10 is injection. Now let's see the third thing is commenting the query. You can see in this URL also. I will take the specific for this commenting the query. Now the http :// and I'm not going to repeat it. See in the last of the query id equal to 23 single quote is fixing the query. Now after that order by 10 is injecting the query, and after that double dash plus nothing but the comment. It's telling us we are going to ignore rest of the query. So double dash plus is nothing but the commenting the query. So this is the third rule for the injecting. So again we will come to the previous slide, or now you can see this above URL, the balancing the query, the injection in the query, and the comment out the query. So these are three basic rules of injecting. So this was a very basic video on SQL injection, but this is just the beginning. We will see a lot more things in the upcoming video. So stay tuned to this playlist and keep learning. Show your support by liking the video and subscribing for more thrilling SQL injection content. Enjoy the content and make sure to like and subscribe to fuel my passion for sharing SQL injection knowledge. So thank you guys.